Hello everybody and welcome to Civ House. I'm Rob and today we are going to be going through the best civilization path, the three best civs for our guy Augustus here of Rome. Obviously he's just leader Augustus in this one, not of Rome. But I'm really excited to be getting into this one with you guys. We've really been enjoying this series. We're going to continue to put out our different paths for leaders that we really enjoy. Hopefully you guys will too. As a quick reminder, there are multiple ways to play this game. There are potentially even more efficient ones, but these are our best ones. And I went a little bit different this time. I didn't go full on military with him. So I hope that tease is going to be enough to intrigue you as we go through each age. But before we dive any further, I'm going to ask you guys like and subscribe. Subscribe if you really just enjoy Civ 7 content. We are trying to put out multiple videos a week still, almost every single day. And like if you feel like this video was informative, if you feel like it was helpful, or if you just want to help us out by helping us figure out the algorithm just a little bit more. Also, let me know in the comments section below if you have any maybe disagreements or maybe other civs that you think will work well, or paths even that you enjoy playing with Augustus as. But let's just hop into it here. I'm going to give you guys just kind of a breakdown real quickly of, his leader ability. His bonus is Imperium Maius, which is +2 production in the capital for every town. That will be important as we move forward. You can purchase cultural buildings in towns, also very important. And then lastly, plus 50% gold towards purchasing buildings in towns. Oh man, let me tell you, that is going to play a really big role in everything that we're going to be going into. And we're going to start with, I think, a civ that a lot of you know that I really personally like, but one that I do think is ironically really good for Augustus. And that's going to be Carthage. I think Carthage is such a fun, unique civ. I know it may not be the best necessarily for a lot of people, but I think that it works really well with certain leaders, and I think Augustus is one of them. The main reason being, we just talked about this, he loves towns, right? Similarly to how Carthage was in real life is how Rome was, and this is why, whoever had won the Punic Wars really was going to end up being the one who would dominate the Mediterranean. It could have been Carthage instead of Rome. It was pretty unlikely that that was going to be the case, but Carthage was a major player in the Mediterranean for a very long time, and they really got close to taking Rome out. Just a quick little history lesson there for you. But, the goal of this build is going to be, especially early on, to make Rome an absolute unit, make it a powerhouse of a city, one that you're going to want to, protect at all costs. But, you're going to be getting that 2 production for every town, and Carthage is going to give you an insane amount of settlements with colonists specifically, right? You have, this ability to get an extra copy of a colonist unit every time that you put it out there. And yes, that means that you're going to be hitting, your maximums for your settlement limits pretty early on, which is okay because there are a few different ways for you to combat that within Carthage. With their, I believe, I can't remember which one of these it is, but it's, I think it's Sicilian Wars is one of them, and maybe one other one, but you're able to get those extra settlement limits. You should also be going, when using your different points and everything, you should probably be going into the expansionist tree for your leader ability stuff as well. That will help you to kind of continue to make this as big as possible. And realistically, even if you're not able to get your colonists out there as quickly as possible, you should be able to go and take other settlements with the Numidian cavalry, right? This is going to be the start of our, more military build, per se. You're going to be working towards, purchasing those extra cultural buildings. You're going to be getting that 50% gold towards purchasing those buildings in all of those towns, right, as we talked about. And you're going to have a solid economy already with Carthage as well, just naturally because of the extra trade route bonuses and, all the different resource bonuses that you will be getting. Along with this, during this time period, right, you are going to want to make sure that you get at least 1 or 2 settlements out at sea, right off, the coast. There's generally going to be an island or 2 out there. Find those, get your colonists, because they're able to get that extra movement as well. Get those out there as you get ready for, for Hawaii and for that exploration age. This is going to be, I think, maybe like this age specifically is going to be really setting you up for the rest of your game, I think, in a pretty substantial way. You're going to want to expand very, very quickly. And I think that this is going to, allow you to do so pretty fast, and that you're going to be able to build up your towns, and you will just be feeding Rome as much as possible. You're going to be getting also that extra trade routes and extra, bonuses that you get, from Carthage by having those trade routes going specifically to Rome. Like I said at the beginning, you're really just making Rome an absolute unit in this one, and you're building probably, if not the best, close to the best capital and city in the game. I mean, theoretically, it should be the best one. That's the goal, at least, with this build. By the time that you are finishing up the Antiquity Age, you can go down the economic path. You could theoretically go down the cultural one as well, but most likely you're going to want to focus on military, and I don't think that should be too hard for you to get here in Antiquity. But we are going to head to, I think, what is going to be the biggest surprise on this list, and that's going to be Hawaii, actually. Hawaii is interesting. It's not one that I was really considering initially, but it's such a perfect kind of path for you to go through. If you're focusing on culture, if you are focusing on military, right? This is, I think, a fantastic civilization for this. It technically goes under expansionist as well, which works very well, obviously, with Augustus. But yeah, you're going to be focusing on the culture and the military. The big thing here is that, like I talked about and prefaced with Antiquity, you're going to have to get those 2 settlements on islands in order to be able to even have the ability to play as Hawaii, considering that Caesar, or Augustus, and Carthage do not naturally flow into it. So keep that in mind. That should be pretty top of mind for you when you are playing through the game, especially early on with Carthage. But again, that's why we picked Carthage, because it is good for the sea. It is good for naval units and everything, so you should be able to get out there and not have much of an issue. The kahunas are going to be awesome. They're going to be able to help your military. We are going to be really focused on religion in this one, on the cultural victory path in this age. And they're not only going to be able to be great for missionaries, but they have that healing ability, which is going to be awesome. And it's going to allow you to have all of that military that you had left over from Antiquity. And, hopefully we'll be able to start building very quickly the Leomenos, I believe is what those are called. I could be wrong. But their special military unit, you're going to want to get those out as quickly as possible. And you're going to just want to start healing them with your kahunas while also going out there and converting. You're going to farm enemy units as well with your new military units. As a reminder, make sure that you are allowing them to get those last hits. They get the culture from defeating enemy units. They're pretty strong already against, infantry, cavalry units. You're going to have, either you will have some cavalry left over already from Antiquity with the Numidian cavalry. You can use those to really help you out as well against archers. You're gonna really, weirdly enough, want to focus at least for the most part on your home continent. You're not gonna really need to go out there and do much with the exploration age, which is kind of funny considering it is Hawaii and you're already out to sea. It's almost backwards. The sea is gonna be a bit more of a focus in Antiquity until you can get, what you need to for Hawaii with the exploration age. And then here, you're gonna just want to be going around and defeating units, farming units as much as you possibly can to get those culture bonuses from them as well, right? You're able to purchase those cultural buildings, which I think is going to be also obviously very important, as we talked about with Caesar. You're going to want to try to as well quickly get to the mastery of mana, which is going to give you that extra culture for your, Leomano, military units. Sorry that I'm butchering those. And, it's going to give you, I believe it's like 25% extra on their, oh my gosh, what is it called? It's 25% extra on each kill based on the combat strength of the defending unit. So not only are you going to be getting that extra cultural bonus initially, you'll be getting even more. So the quicker that you get to that mastery specifically, the quicker you're going to be able to do this. And again, you're building your culture through your military might. You can go down both paths theoretically, but I think the culture one's going to be the best. You'll get to the Hiei Nalu as well, which will give you those 2 extra relics, which is going to be a really nice start, or even a nice little addition depending on how else you've gone through the game. And lastly here, while I believe that religion is not great in this game, I think they are going to change it pretty significantly. So if you're watching this after they've already made this religion change, I do apologize. I think this build will still be pretty, available, easy for you to play as. I can't imagine they're going to change it that much, but you're going to be able to take advantage, like I said, of using this military to quote unquote spread the good word with your kahunas that are going to be, in your military, wrapped in there, healing them and spreading your religion. You're going to be converting, taking cities at the same time, keeping them mostly as towns, I should say. More specifically, you should be taking settlements as much as you can, and then you're going to be stacking culture in a major way. And with what you did in Antiquity, it should play well into the Exploration Age, and I think Augustus is going to fit well with Hawaii. Now we've got our last one here in the Modern Age, and we are heading to Great Britain. This is another one that is not a natural civilization for you to get to from either Augustus or from Hawaii, but it is, in my opinion, one of the easiest civs for you to get just in general, because the requirement is just 2 fleet commanders. So that is something that should be pretty easy for you to get, while you have to wait till the Exploration Age to get those, obviously. We'll talk about that here in a second, but that shouldn't be too hard. At this point as well, you should have an empire that is of the land and of the sea, right? You've got those couple islands set up. You've hopefully, established that near Rome. You've hopefully got, a really good capital going, and you've gotten a lot of trade going. You've gotten a lot of culture. You've gotten a lot of military. So heading into Great Britain as an economic expansionist works pretty well, to be honest with you. You're also already going to have a lot of towns as your settlements, because maybe you didn't necessarily have the gold, or you didn't convert many of them during, the Exploration Age from Antiquity. Realistically, you should have a couple cities, but you want to have towns because it's going to fit better with this build. And for Great Britain, it's going to be perfect because that extra percentage, that 50% cost to convert towns, like that extra bit on there, it's just gonna keep you from really wanting to do so. And you already have those town bonuses that you're naturally getting with Augustus anyways. Again, this should not keep you from getting a few cities, right? You should want to convert a couple, just because I do think that they're good. They're stronger. It's going to allow you to have more things passively building as well. But I do think that, especially if you're going for a mostly town build, which you are with this one, it's okay for you to have a few, but keep as many towns as you can within those settlement limits. The 25% production bonus for constructing buildings is going to be nice as well, but you're also going to be getting the 25% towards purchasing buildings, along with the 50% for cultural buildings, which will help your town specifically. Let's go back here as well, right? Plus you're getting the 50, towards just buildings in general. I combined those two things. Culturally, you're going to be able to actually buy those cultural buildings already, which is going to be great for your towns. Even though you're not going with a cultural build here at the end of the game, it's still going to help you to be able to get through your civic tree and do other things. But you're getting that 25% gold bonus towards purchasing cities. So you're getting, basically half price of those. and you're getting another 25% towards purchasing buildings from Great Britain. So this is really, really strong. You're going to be able to build up those towns, build up those cities, and you're going to have an economy that you've had since antiquity with all the different resources and other things that you've been doing throughout the game. And this is going to be your time. Spend your money, do as much as you can here. And allow your towns and cities to grow quickly while you are using those cities specifically as well to help you produce units, like the revenge, ship units that you're going to have, naval units in the game, because you're going to be focusing on military. Keep in mind as well, you will have had a few legacy points, hopefully at this point, throughout the game that you are going to be able to use to really get that military rolling, maybe be able to shore up some of the areas that you're not naturally able to get to. You're going to want to go straight into political theory and basically, get ready to go to war so you can start getting your ideological points. And keep in mind that the last few updates, ships have become a little bit more valuable as they can now, go into and take cities and all of that. And you're obviously going to want to use troops as well because you're going to have them already from the past 2 ages, and you're just going to start using your leftover army along with that new navy that you're going to have, or that built up navy that you're going to have from antiquity, along with those fleet commanders that you will have had to have built from the exploration age to now start going out and spreading the ideological word of Great Britain, whatever one that you end up deciding that you want to get. This should hopefully allow you to quickly get, those ideological points. Don't worry too much about going over the settlement limits. If you are able to plan this right, you should be able to take everything that you need to without that happiness bonus being too much of a problem. Then after that, you just build that Manhattan project, which you should have a ton of buildings already set up, most likely in Rome, that should allow you to quickly have that production necessary to be able to build the Manhattan project and win. So there you go, guys. That's what I'm thinking. That's how I'm hoping that you guys will be able to play the game. I understand, of course, that some of you may not have the Crossroads of the World collection to be able to play Great Britain. If that is the case, you can reach out. I might have some other suggestions, or if you'd maybe like for me to make another video while keeping that in mind, I am happy to do that for you as well. So let me know what you guys think about this build in the comment section below. I have played this before. I did enjoy it. It was relatively quick, but I like to play on longer game modes, to be honest with you, on longer times for turns and everything. So longer ages, all that kind of stuff. That's just, I'm a marathon player, guys. Sorry. But I did play a standard game of this. It was relatively simple. I had some issues, with, I think, just generally being able to kind of play the game that you want to. There's always going to be little problems, right? Like finding that extra island was a little bit of an issue for me. I was really searching for it. And so it can be a little difficult, but I think for the most part, this is a pretty straightforward build. This is a pretty good one for Augustus, and I hope that you guys will enjoy it. So yeah, that's enough from me. I'm going to wrap it up on this one. So from our house to yours, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join us for one more turn.